So now we got all the categories for the game of the year. We got, you know, the nominees for the game of the year as well. So today we're gonna vote and see, you know, which nominee will win each category, what I think will win, and also my personal picks, right? But before we start, I just want to say that on my predictions video, I did predict these 6 games spot on for the game of the year. So I was 6 on 6. I mean, not gonna brag, but I got it right, and that's it for that. But basically, we're gonna go in every category. I'm gonna start from the back, right, and then right to the front, which is game of the year. And like I said, get my personal picks, also what I think will win, but also I'm just gonna vote what I want to pick, right? So we're gonna start here with the best esports event. I've never seen any other esports event besides Evo, so obviously I'm not a good reliable source for this. I'm just gonna pick Evo for this one. I know I had Street Fighter 6 that broke the records there, you know. Best esports coach, you know, I don't really know anything of these coaches. I did hear that there was a guy here that was nominated that actually didn't coach, which is funny, and if I knew who that was, I'd probably vote him just to troll, you know. But we're just gonna skip this one, right? We're gonna skip this one. Best esports team, again, like I don't know any of these esports teams, you know. Again, let's skip here. Best athlete, who knows? I don't know any of these people. My bad if I don't. I mean, I don't really keep up with esports other than Smash, right? Best esports game. I really don't like any of these games, and I don't know which one's the best one. I mean, if I would pick, I'll vote, right? I'll just pick League of Legends. I mean, it's been there forever, and I feel like that would probably win, you know. Let's move on to the next one. Best content creator. Again, the only one I know is Cyber PK, but I mean, I guess I could vote for him. I don't really follow the other guys. I don't know who they are. I know Cypher from Shooters, I think. That's the only reason, you know. This one's really interesting. Most anticipated games. So basically, it was the games that are coming out for 2024 that were announced. So obviously, there's a lot of games that are coming in 2024. It's just these are the ones that were announced, right? And obviously, for me, it's gonna be Final Fantasy Rebirth. Now, who will win? I still think it will be Final Fantasy, but if it's not Final Fantasy, it'll probably be, in my opinion, it'll probably be Hades 2, because I know I heard a lot of good things. I haven't played the game. I really want to play the first one, and I will play the first one before playing the second one. But for me, in my opinion, I think who will take it is Final Fantasy, and for my personal pick is also Final Fantasy 7. Can't wait for that game. Alright. Next, we got Best Adaptation. This one's really interesting. Now, I watched all of these except Gran Turismo and Twisted Metal. I'm gonna give it to The Last of Us. I really enjoyed that show. I enjoyed the game, and it's stayed true. It was one of the first, you know, good adaptations from a video game, and obviously the Super Mario followed up from there, right? First, at least in my opinion, first good video game movie. So I think Last of Us will take it. I don't know, it's pretty close. I think Super Mario movie might take it, but honestly, I do think Last of Us will take it. And my personal pick is Last of Us. I don't really like Castlevania that much. I don't really like the dub from that show, but Last of Us for sure, really good show. I haven't watched the rest, obviously. Best multiplayer, we got Baldur's Gate, Diablo 4, Party Animals, Street Fighter 6, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. In my opinion, you know, I don't think Baldur's Gate should win this category. I know Baldur's Gate is going to win a lot of stuff, right? But I think specifically this one for multiplayer, I feel like Street Fighter should take it, because in my opinion, it's one of the best fighting games. You know, the netcode is great. You know, the way they implemented, you know, the story plus having a story mode plus a multiplayer that they added a lot of content there, having the hub, right, the hub stuff and stuff like that. I know Baldur's Gate is really good in multiplayer. I did play Baldur's Gate, and the co-op is really great, but other than that, it doesn't have anything else besides that, you know. Also with Diablo 4, Party Animals and Mario Wonder are for me feel like the same, you know, where obviously Party Animals has online, but Mario Wonder has good local play. But I think Street Fighter should take it, and that's my personal pick as well. And then you got best sports and racing. I don't even want to pick this. I mean, I don't really care for these games, you know. I get they have to put it, you know, every year, but in my opinion, you know, it's just whatever category for me, so I'm just gonna skip that one. This one's really interesting to me. Best sim strategy, you know. We got Advanced Wars 1 and 2, City Skylines, haven't played that one. Bad Company or Company of Heroes 3, have not played that one as well. Fire Emblem Engage and Pikmin 4. So 3 Nintendo games, that's crazy. And why is Pikmin here? Best game focused on real-time and turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay. I guess it's kind of strategy. So for me, I'm going to pick Fire Emblem Engage, right? But who will take it? That's interesting. I don't know. If it's not Fire Emblem, maybe one of these two. Maybe City Sky. I know I heard things about this game, but I really think Fire Emblem should take it, and it's my personal pick as well. And then we got Best Family. We got Disney Illusion, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, Mario Bros. Wonder. Honestly, there's no brainer. I mean, I think everyone who sees this list or these nominees will vote for Mario, obviously, right? And I think that's fair. So obviously that's gonna be my pick as well. Best fighting game. Nickelodeon All-Stars barely made it there, actually. It didn't come out that long ago. God of Rock, have not seen that or played that. Mortal Kombat 2, really good game. Pocket Bravery, I have not seen or played that game, so I don't know how that game is. And then Street Fighter 6. I think Street Fighter 6 should take it. Not only is the highest rated game, fighting game for this category, but it also changed, in my opinion, right? Playing the game, it changed the way traditional fighters are being laid out, right? Where they added a lot of, I guess, changes to invite, you know, more casual players into their platform. So I think this game did a lot of things. Obviously, it's highly rated, highly acclaimed, all that stuff. So I think Street Fighter 6 should take it, and it's also my personal vote. Best RPG. Now, this is where I have problems with. You know, everyone knows that's my favorite genre. RPG games, JRPGs, you name it, right? So I know it's been going on online, but Octopath 2, right? For sure, I think the majority of people could agree that Octopath 2 did get snubbed here, you know. Not putting it here when it's one of the highest rated. It's so different. It's true, right? A true RPG. So I really don't get why it was not nominated. I mean, maybe a lot of people didn't play it, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't agree with that. Now, let me just say that if they would have put Octopath 2, the one that I think should get out will probably be two games, either Lies of P or Starfield. Why? Because, you know, you got Lies of P, which it is an RPG. Technically, it does have RPG elements or whatever, but it's more action, right, than RPG. And then you got Starfield, right? Starfield as well. It's more of a shooter, right? It does have RPG elements, but again, going back to these nominations, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, which again, that's more action. I mean, I guess, right? Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and Starfield. So on these 5, I would go with Baldur's Gate 3 for my personal pick, and obviously I think it will win. I mean, I would like Sea of Stars to win. It's just, you know, it's just a smaller title, you know, more simplistic, you know, and I feel like Not a lot of people would actually choose it, even though it is more RPG-ish. But I feel like Baldur's Gate 3, you know, I mean, you can't even argue that, where, you know, it's just Baldur's Gate 3 and it's an actual RPG and stuff, you know. So, moving on. Best Action Adventure: Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Remake, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I have not played Alan Wake 2. I will play that game, and I'm kind of surprised it's here actually. Action adventure, I guess, yeah, an adventure. It falls in line into more in that. I did hear it was more actiony in this game. I played the first one, and it was more puzzles and like more stuff like that. It wasn't really action, right? But it seems like this part 2 is more actiony and stuff like that. But I did play Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, obviously we all know that. And then Jedi Survivor, have not played it. I'm waiting for a sale because it did release horrible. So I'm waiting for a sale to get that game. Maybe soon in Black Friday. And then we got Legend of Zelda. Now, in my opinion, there's no doubt that this game should win Tears of the Kingdom. Action adventure, there's no game that's more action adventure from this category than Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I think that would win, and it's also my vote. Now we got best action game. So action adventure and then best action game, right? The best game in action genre, focus on primarily in combat. Focus on combat only, on gameplay only. Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, which I don't know why that's there, I guess. Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and then Remnant 2. For me, my personal vote, I will give it to Armored Core. And who I think will win, I get that Hi-Fi Rush is an action game, but for me, like, I don't know, like, I get it, like, can a platformer be an action game? That's my question, you know. I feel like Ghost Runner is more action than Hi-Fi Rush or Remnant 2, you know. It is a shooter, like, I don't know why it's, well, anyways, whatever. So I think if Armored Core does not win or take it, it'll probably be between Ghost Runner 2 or Remnant, right? I have not played both of them. I'm not interested in playing both of them. Maybe Remnant 2, but Ghost Runner, for my personal vote, I'm gonna go with Armored Core 6. If it doesn't win, I get it, but you know, it should, in my opinion. Best VR and AR. I don't have a VR. This looks like you know, a category that I'm not familiar with. You know, I haven't played any of these games, or I mean, not the VR versions, right? So I don't really have an input on this one, but I will vote. It's either between these 4, but I will have to go with one of the new ones, which is Horizon of Humanity. I don't know if this is a new game, so I think I'm gonna choose this one. I don't know if it'll win, but we'll see in the Game Awards, right? Best mobile game. Now, I did play Final Fantasy Ever Crisis a little bit. Have not tried Honkai, but obviously it's really popular, and I think this game would actually win best mobile no matter what. Monster Hunter Now, I didn't even know there was a mobile game for this. Hello Kitty, whatever, Terra, I don't know. So I think Honkai will take it, but for my vote, I'm gonna choose Final Fantasy Ever Crisis. Best debut indie game. So a new independent game, or a new publisher or developer that made an indie game for this year, 2023. I've heard a lot about Pixel Tower, and I heard a lot about Cocoon. The rest, I don't really know much of them. I've seen Viewfinder as well on TikTok doing some crazy stuff or whatever, but I think I'm gonna give it to Cocoon. It looks pretty cool, and it's something that I would play. I don't know if it'll win. I really don't. I don't have an idea of, in this category, which one will, which game will win for this category. I have no idea. So for my personal pick, I'm just gonna pick Cocoon. And then best indie game, right? And I've heard a lot of controversy with this game, Dave the Diver, because apparently it's not an indie game. It has a huge backing on it. So I think they didn't even did the research on that. And I mean, it's too late to, you know, change it. So whatever. Cocoon, Dredge, again, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. So best indie game. Now, my personal pick, because I only played this game for I'm not really a huge indie guy. I don't really play that much indie games, so obviously I'm gonna vote for Sea of Stars. But will it win? It might actually. It had a lot of it sold really well. There was a lot of talk when it came out. You know, a lot of people my age, a lot of young people were trying it out. Like, I don't know, I feel like it has a lot of backing to it, so I think it will win. Actually, best community support recognizes the game of outstanding community support, transparency. Okay, so Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077. That's the DLC, right? And then the Destiny 2, the new DLC, and then you got Final Fantasy 14, obviously, and No Man's Sky. So I don't know why Destiny. I mean, they've been having a lot of Bungie, man. You know, laying off people, not getting those pre-order numbers for the DLC. So there's a lot of things going on behind those scenes. I don't think that will win. I don't know anything about Baldur's Gate, about the community stuff, but I did hear a lot about Cyberpunk. Obviously, Final Fantasy 14 is always a huge community support for the community, but for this year, I think people will give it to Cyberpunk, and honestly, I think I'll give it to it too, because it did redeem themselves, right, from the fiasco of the original game. Best ongoing game. I do play Apex Legends. I haven't played the other rest. Obviously, Genshin Impact. I mean, for my personal pick, I'm going to pick Final Fantasy, but I don't think it'll win. Honestly, I think either it's gonna be Fortnite, because I know it did huge numbers this year, not that long ago. Either that or the obvious choice, maybe Genshin Impact. You know, they always have a bunch of players there. Games for Impact, I have no idea any of these. Well, this one, Chia, I know that one, and Space for Rebound, but I have not played any of these games. Benva and Nintendo. Okay, so for me, I'm going to go with Space for Unbound, just because I like the art style of the game, and it looks like something I would play. So I don't know. I feel like I'll choose that one. I don't know who would win on this one. I'm not really familiar with this game, so let's just move on to the next one. Innovation and accessibility. So this one is really interesting. I don't know if it's I mean, I know people that played it. There's a section, you know, where you get to play as a deaf person. So I think that's really unique, and I feel like it shows a lot for that. And I don't know. And Street Fighter has really good accessibility options with their combat for people that you know, they can't really play fighting games. It has a lot of support on that. I think I'm gonna give it to Spider-Man. Best performance. I saw these, and for me, I feel like Ben Starr should win it. I don't know if it will. All the other, you know, Marvel Spider-Man, nah, he didn't do a really good job. And all the other ones, I have not played Star Wars. I haven't played Cyberpunk, so I'm gonna give it to Ben Starr. And honestly, I do think he's gonna win it. He did a good job. He's always active on Twitter and stuff like that, so I think he will take it. Best audio design recognizes the best in-game audio and sound design. Now on this one, I think, and I haven't played it, I think Hi-Fi Rush should take it. Like, I get these have, you know, sounds for, like, you know, the theme of the game and stuff like that. And Spider-Man 2, you know, like, I don't know, it wasn't that crazy, but I think these games are really good in unique sounds and audio and stuff like that. But because it's a rhythm game, I feel like Hi-Fi Rush should take it, and that's gonna be my vote as well. This one's really interesting to me. The best music, right? Alan Wake 2. Have not played it, you know, so I don't know much about the music. Baldur's Gate 3, it does have some cool music here and there. Final Fantasy 16, obviously, Soken, Hi-Fi Rush. I have not played it, but the music there is pretty cool. And then Tears of the Kingdom, I don't know why Tears of the Kingdom is here. So, in my opinion, here in this category, I feel like, again, Octopath Traveler 2 should have been here. in my opinion, because for me, I feel like 16 and Octopath Traveler, in my opinion, are the best in terms of music for this year. Now, again, I have not played Hi-Fi Rush, right? Now, I've heard the songs and I've heard a little bit of Baldur's Gate. I did play Baldur's Gate for a bit. Nothing crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Final Fantasy 16 in this category should take it without a doubt. But again, like, in my opinion, that should not be an argument that Final Fantasy 16 should take the best music, because all the music that it had, I mean, it still haunts me to this day. I have music in my playlist from Final Fantasy 16. I mean, it has really good music, and I don't think people could argue that, you know. Best art direction. Alan Wake 2, people were saying Alan Wake 2, but for me, I feel like it's too, you know, I get it, like, it does have unique art style and stuff like that, but I feel like it's too more focused on, like, realistic and graphics and stuff, that, you know, it's not, they're not pushing the art, you know what I mean? And then because all these other games like Hi-Fi Rush, you know, Mario Bros. Wonder, and then Legend of Zelda, I feel like those three should be more in line to winning this category of best art direction. I don't think Lies of P should win as well. It's more, again, more realistic, more, you know, heavy graphics and stuff like that. You know, it's too dark that it looks almost the same, stuff like that. So more color, more pops, more this and that. I feel like these three have what it takes to win it. But for me, obviously, I'm gonna pick Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know if it will, but I won't be surprised if it doesn't, if it's one of these two. But if it wins, like if Alan Wake wins or Lies of P, I highly disagree on that. So that's my pick, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Let's move on to the next one. Best narrative. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. So best narrative, I don't think Final Fantasy should be here. In my opinion, I would put, again, Octopath Traveler 2 had way better narrative than Final Fantasy 16. Obviously, I do love Final Fantasy 16, but yeah, you know, Octopath 2, way better. I feel for this one, it's either between Alan Wake 2 or Baldur's Gate 3, and I feel like Baldur's Gate might take it, but for my personal pick, I'm gonna pick Alan Wake. I feel like that's more focused on, like, the whole story is focused on narrative, you know. Obviously, yeah, there's narrative choices in Baldur's Gate 3, but I feel like the whole story is focused on narrative for Alan Wake 2, so I feel like that should take it, and that's gonna be my personal pick. Best game direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovative in game direction and design. For this, obviously, I think Baldur's Gate 3 or Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And I mean, I know, like, if you read this, outstanding a creative vision and innovation in game direction and design, right? In my opinion, if Baldur's Gate did not have those high, crazy dialogue options and only had the gameplay itself, and maybe had just one specific path, right? Or, you know, I guess it is innovative in that aspect, but if it didn't have that, you know, then it wouldn't be as good as it is, right? Because the gameplay is not as great, like, in terms of strategy, only gameplay, right? But then you have Tears of the Kingdom, where, yes, it does not have crazy dialogue options and stuff like that, but it's more focused on the world and gameplay, right? So I feel, at least in my opinion, I'm going to pick Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Now, will it win it? I'm not really sure. I think Baldur's Gate is gonna win this, but for me, I'm going to pick Tears of the Kingdom. And then we got Game of the Year. So the perfect list I made in my predictions video, got them all right, one by one, 6 to 6, baby. I mean, perfect. In my opinion, this is the best 6 Game of the Year nominees that we've had in a long time, if not the best lineup we had, because it's mostly all the high rated, all the best games that came out in this year, which it's crazy to even say that with a really packed year. To have 6 games is just not enough, right? But I mean, you could debate on Alan Wake or Resident Evil 4. I know there's a lot of controversy in Resident Evil 4. I don't know why there's controversy with Mario Wonder, because Mario Wonder, I mean, it's 92 rated, it's different, and it's Mario, So I don't know why people are arguing that. But Resident Evil 4, I get the argument where it's a remake, right? But I feel like if Resident Evil 4 was a 9, it might have been replaced with something else. But because it's a 93, right? And it's highly, like, it has a big impact, a big pool and stuff like that. You can't really like you can still argue it, but honestly, it makes sense, right? A 93 Metacritic, and then a lot of people played it, highly acclaimed, this and that. If it was a 9, then yeah, like, you could probably replace it with something else. But because it's a 93, then that's why I got, in my opinion, that's why I got in. Now, Alan Wake 2, I know it's a new game, but I heard crazy things about it, and for me, it was between Alan Wake 2 or Final Fantasy 16. And I feel like Alan Wake 2 had a better pool because of the narrative alone. Like, if 16 didn't have that big drought in the middle, I feel like it could have maybe got in there. But Alan Wake 2, I mean, I respect it. So for my personal game of the year, you already know I already chose it in my video, and that's for Tears of the Kingdom. Now, will Tears of the Kingdom win the whole thing? I think Baldur's Gate has a slightly bigger chance than winning for Game of the Year than Tears of the Kingdom. But, I still think it's a toss-up, man, between both. I know people will argue. I mean, no one's going to be happy, right? If Baldur's Gate 3 wins, people are not going to be happy. If Tears of the Kingdom wins, people are not going to be happy. It doesn't matter, right? They're both great games. They both deserve the Game of the Year. I don't care what anyone says. That's just how it is, right? Now, it'll be funny if, like, Alan Wake 2 or if somehow snatch the Game Awards. That would be crazy, right? But I feel like one of these are gonna win, and in my opinion, it might be Baldur's Gate. I think it has big pool than Tears of the Kingdom. But for my personal, it's Tears of the Kingdom, and so yeah, I think I voted all the categories except these esports crap. I don't know, but you let me know, guys, what y'all picked and what y'all think got snubbed, and if you're happy with the picks. I know I am for the Game of the Year. Now, obviously, for the other categories like RPG, like I said, or music, I think Octopath should have been there. It's one of the best RPG games for this year, and also one of the best games to have music, right, or really good music. So let me know in the comments below what y'all picked and what you think will win for Game of the Year, and also what you feel if the nominees were rightly picked for the Game of the Year. But let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.